Are y'all still going through this, man? What do you think the problem is?
I don't...
Martell.
She don't want nobody seeing that she's actually working with me in terms of effective co-parenting. She don't want nobody to see that. She don't want nobody to see that she's being nice or cool with me. It gotta be. What else could it be? One thing about I'm trying to stay peaceful. No, because I don't mess up your peace. I don't say anything wrong. I don't do anything wrong. It's all about the kids. She can call my phone and talk to the kids whenever, and I don't have a number to call my kids when they're with her. I just want her to do right.
The comparison is sharper than Martell missing another court date. Let me break it down in plain terms. Huntsville has around 231,000 people living there. Now, out of that, the show pulled in about 197,000 ratings. That means nearly 22,000 people turned their backs. Picture this, an entire small city in Alabama deciding they were done with a show they once loved. That's not a small dip in viewership, it's a full walkout. Just when many thought the drama was only happening on screen, reality hit harder. Carlos King then stepped into the spotlight, acting like he didn't want to get caught up, but his response proved otherwise. The way he clapped back was heavy. It wasn't just shade, it was him flexing his power in the industry. His energy screamed, "You don't really know what you think you know." That moment sparked something bigger. To understand how this blew up, we have to look back at one particular moment that lit the fire.
Time for surgery. I'm a bit nervous, but one thing with Melody, no matter what we go through, she always got my back, so she's here with me. I'll be fine as long as you're gonna be here afterwards to take care of me.
I'm here for you during this process because this is a major process. You're about to have surgery.
That's right.
But I don't want you to think that means we're good, because we're not good.
In November, Carlos made a post that went viral. He proudly shared an article claiming Love and Marriage Huntsville had grown by 43% compared to the year before. He thanked the cast, the crew, and the fans, everyone except the critics. On the surface, it seemed like a victory lap, but not everyone was buying it. Some viewers dug deeper and quickly found cracks in the story. One fan side-eyed the numbers and commented, "This article only talks about Black women. Where's the rest of the data?" That's when the real fight began. TV Deets jumped in with receipts, showing that the series had actually tied for one of the lowest demo ratings ever. The timelines exploded, fans argued, and social media was buzzing with contradictions. Carlos, of course, wasn't about to back down. His response became iconic. He basically said he loved it when outsiders tried to tell him what really mattered in his field.
It seems like we teamed them out of a lot, just by not having that alliance being right there together, you know? I think about that often.
It's gonna make you a little emotional when you see them come down the aisle and all the love that you see 30 years in.
You're right, man.
Yeah.
It's tough, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Melody and I not having any interaction, not even speaking, that always bothers me. When we got married, I never would have thought that we would be in this space, at a place like this, vows being renewed. If anything, I would have thought that would have been us.
He reminded everyone that live, same-day viewership wasn't the only measurement anymore, as if people were still living in 2015. He shaded the critics by saying they were outside the club, acting like they had VIP status when they didn't. The internet went wild with that comment. Some supporters cheered him on, but others fired back, saying, "Sir, we built that club." Now, let's pause and really look at his point. Beneath all the shade, Carlos was actually raising a valid issue. Television isn't the same as it used to be. The days when live ratings were everything are fading. Now we have TikTok clips, Instagram reels, reaction videos, and entire episodes available on demand. The audience doesn't just sit in front of a TV anymore. They watch on phones, laptops, and apps whenever it fits their schedule. OWN even runs an active YouTube channel where full clips rack up views. But just when things seemed heated, even more tea spilled. Allegedly, a supposed industry insider slipped into DMs and emails with claims that the ratings people were quoting weren't telling the whole story. According to this person, Nielsen's system is outdated and doesn't reflect how people truly watch shows today. And in a way, that lined up with what Carlos had been saying. The insider encouraged people to look at online numbers to see where Love and Marriage Huntsville's real fan base lives. And honestly, the figures back that up. In only 5 days, the first full episode of the season hit 143,000 views on YouTube. Compare that to the 219,000 viewers on cable for the same episode. The big question is, are those online views just repeat watchers, or are they an entirely new audience that never turned on their TVs in the first place? And that's not the only example. A short clip of Trish inviting Marquez pulled in 33,000 views. A video of Neil and Martell talking drew 59,000 views. A scene with Miss Wanda and Marcelo passed 60,000 views. All of this happened in less than a week. So clearly, people are watching, but the way they're watching has shifted. Carlos might be right when he says the conversation has moved from the living room couch to the digital cloud. Fans, of course, haven't stayed quiet. Social media is on fire. One person commented, "We asked for resolution, we ended up confused. We prayed for healing, but Trish and Ken are just doing the most." Another wrote, "Why is Aaron centered around Martell? Who's coming back just to watch a man chase a ghost?" And that's the bigger picture. People are tired. They're tired of recycled storylines, fake redemption arcs, and cast members who underestimate the audience's intelligence. Now, let's talk about the real shocker. Arionne's name came back up, even though she hasn't even appeared on screen. Somehow, she still stirred the pot and shifted the energy of the entire show. What used to feel messy but entertaining now feels draining and unnecessary. Viewers sense the change, and longtime fans especially feel burned out. One YouTuber put it perfectly: Martell has nothing left to bring. If you remove Arionne from the storyline, what's left? No forward movement in co-parenting, no serious business wins, and no visible growth. Yet, he's still positioned at the center of the chaos. It doesn't add up. Meanwhile, Ken and Trish have been all over the screen, overshadowing families like the Fletchers, the Whitlows, and even Maurice and Kimmy. And that's after just 2 episodes. Don't get me wrong, they've added spice, but the heavy focus seems less about good storytelling and more like a desperate attempt to hold ratings. And while all of this unfolded, mysterious social media posts began to surface. Melody shared a quote that said, "Sometimes silence speaks louder than noise." She didn't tag the show, didn't repost promotions, nothing. Stormy also posted a cryptic message about how fans don't know half of what happens behind the scenes, then deleted it. Even Destiny quietly liked a comment saying, "They should have never let it get this far." All of this only added more fuel to the speculation. Behind the scenes, things may be even messier. A source close to production whispered that the network's executives are worried about the direction of the franchise. Allegedly, OW even held an emergency meeting with Carlos and his team. The concern is that the show has grown too toxic and isn't delivering drama the way it used to. Unless something big changes, executives are thinking about pulling the plug after this season. If that happens, the show won't get a reunion, won't offer closure, and won't give fans redemption arcs. It would just end, quietly and coldly, for a series that once ruled Saturday night TV. Imagine it, Melody not saying a final word, Martell never held accountable, and fans left without resolution. Even worse, the trust between the show and its viewers is broken. Fans didn't just tune in for fights. They invested in family dynamics, healing, and representation of Black excellence. Instead, they got recycled arguments, filler cast members, and off-camera drama spilling into Instagram stories. One fan summed it up beautifully. It's like watching your favorite cousin go from being the strong one to being the messy one in the group chat. That's exactly how many feel. And here's the looming question. Is Melody truly gone for good? Without her, the show feels unbalanced. She was the calm in the storm, the business among the chaos. If she's really out, maybe it's time to roll the credits. And Martell? His storyline revolves around chasing ghosts of the past and regretting lost chances. That's not sustainable entertainment. Fans are asking for growth and accountability, not endless pity parties. But every time we think the cast is moving forward, we find ourselves in the same cycle. Even the editing this season feels off. Important conversations are cut short, key players are barely shown, and the narrative feels manipulated. Viewers see through it, and when a show loses authenticity, people tune out. Now here's the last twist. Rumors say a sister network is secretly developing a brand new reality show starring none other than Melody Shari. This would be her solo platform. No Martell, no old cast, just Melody focusing on healing, entrepreneurship, and motherhood. If that project takes off, it could mark the end of Love and Marriage Huntsville as we know it. So the question stands, do fans keep watching, hoping for improvement, or do they walk away for good? Right now, the show feels like a zombie, alive on the surface but lifeless underneath. The truth is, fan fatigue may matter more than ratings. While numbers can shift, loyalty can't be faked, and people are talking, not all in positive ways. Why are newcomers taking over screen time? Why does Martell's story still circle back to Arionne? And where's the resolution we were promised seasons ago? These are valid concerns, even if Carlos doesn't want to hear them. Ratings may be changing, but story is still king, and right now, the story feels scattered. But here's another perspective. Carlos isn't new to this game. He knows reality TV, and he's seen how shows survive by reinventing themselves. What if this whole season is really a reset? A way to cut the fluff, test loyalty, and rebuild from scratch. Remember those whispers about OWN giving Melody new content? Maybe this is the litmus test. And if the YouTube numbers are any clue, the show could shift almost entirely to streaming. Imagine a future where Love and Marriage Huntsville lives mostly online, leaving the old cable model behind. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Are you here for the messy tea, or are you here for the real story? Because the tea is everywhere, but the story is at a crossroads. And let's be honest, Carlos may have a point, but despite streaming views, the show's future is still shaky. Networks still care about numbers. Advertisers still chase trends. And unless this franchise finds balance soon, it may not survive the storm. The future of Love and Marriage Huntsville hangs by a thread. Will the cast grow, or will the drama sink it for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more updates. Trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next.